Yo, I want to start the series off with a very basic, very sort of foundational concept, and all we're gonna need for that is a filter and an ADSR envelope. I'm just gonna play you a guitar with this thing here, and then without. You may recognize this as the sound of a wah-wah pedal or something like that. And this is really something that's behind a lot of different sounds, like trumpet sounds, this wah sound, a lot of sort of old school synth sounds and so forth. And you can do this with any synth and anything. Like, this is literally just an envelope mapped to a filter. So the idea behind this is that you simply take a bandpass filter here and modulate the cutoff. So if we want to set this up from scratch, I'm just gonna get this filter here, get an ADSR, and then I'm gonna kind of dial in the range, so it's kind of around the fundamental of this guitar here. And then I simply want an envelope that goes up and kind of down again. Bit more resonance with a bandpass filter here. And you need to dial in these ranges a little. And maybe get the sustain up. So yeah, really classic kind of guitar sound. This is really similar to a principle that you use to make trumpets and stuff, which is basically exactly as very, very similar, not exactly the same sound. You just get a low pass filter, take it all the way down, and kind of open up very quickly at the start of the sound. So I've just got a saw sustain here. And you can hear that if we do this with this low pass filter, we get this kind of brass sound. This is really at the foundation of like making trumpets and making that kind of thing. And you can of course also use this on basses or whatever. And if you kind of turn up the resonance, it starts sounding a bit more like that wah sound. So really basic kind of principle, just like an envelope and a filter opening up. But this is like at the very core of a lot of sounds. So let's go back to this, maybe give it kind of this sound. It's really just developing an ear for like that low pass, band pass, envelope and sound relationship. Really, really helpful concept in sound design. Maybe you can hear that. That's really it. That's all for this first episode. Don't worry, the next episodes are gonna get much more advanced and much more sort of more interesting concepts. But this is really a sort of foundational idea I really didn't want to skip over, because it's at the core of so many patches.